December 1, 2025. The 5 days since Thanksgiving have been a blur of focused, desperate work. The grief is still there, a cold, heavy stone in my gut, but I have encased it in a shell of clinical fury. Despair is a luxury I can't afford. Mercy, as I administered the final quiet dose to Brody yesterday morning, is a wound that will never heal. But action is the only anesthetic I have left. I'm turning the clinic's small laboratory, a room once used for simple blood counts and urinalyses, into a war room. The old centrifuge hums for hours on end, separating the blood of the infected. I have every medical text I own spread across the floor, their pages stained with coffee and highlighted until they look like the scrawls of a madman. The preliminary report from the CDC is my Bible. I stare at the electron microscope images of a viral particle, that spiky, bullet-shaped harbinger of doom, until I see it when I close my eyes. Something has shifted in my mind. The exhaustion is a constant companion, a dull ache behind my eyes, but my thoughts are moving with a speed and clarity that feels almost alien. Connections that eluded me for weeks are now sparking into place like synapses firing in overdrive. I'll be studying the virus's glycoprotein spikes and suddenly understand the pathway to potentially block its receptors, a leap of logic that feels less like a deduction and more like an instinct. I tell myself it's the pressure, it's the adrenaline, it's what the human mind does when pushed to the absolute edge, when stripped of all distractions. All the useless noise of the old world is gone, replaced by a singular, razor-sharp purpose. I am not just a doctor anymore. I am a hunter, and this virus is my prey. I'm working on a cocktail, a brutal kitchen sink combination of every antiviral I have on hand: ribavirin, amantadine, even some expired interferon I found in the back of the pharmacy fridge. It's a wild, unscientific swing in the dark, a chemical shotgun blast aimed at a sniper. But the logic, the formula, it feels right. The connections are humming in my brain, a strange and exhilarating music. For the first time in weeks, I feel a sliver of something that isn't dread. It feels like hope. A dangerous, manic, razor-edged hope. I look at the samples of infected blood, the raw material of my work, and I don't just see a plague. I see a lock. And I am going to find the key.
My analysis of this is ongoing, but your perspective is a huge part of this project. The best way for you to log your reaction is to hit the like button. It's a simple, binary piece of data for me, but it's incredibly useful. And I'm genuinely curious about your theories. What did you feel? Please, post your thoughts in the comments. I am processing all of them. If you want to stay on this feed and continue this experiment with me, be sure to subscribe to Static Drip and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens next.